July 3rd, the Buffalo Sabres officially announcing they signed center Ryan O'Reilly to a 7-year, $52.5 million contract. Not even a week later, in the wee hours of July 9th, O'Reilly was charged with driving under the influence. According to the Ontario Provincial Police, O'Reilly charged with impaired driving. This coming after he allegedly ran his pickup truck into a business. Then the release then saying O'Reilly left the scene, drove the vehicle to another location, and then left the truck to walk with an unidentified person. Police finding O'Reilly and then determining he had been drinking. O'Reilly then arrested and promptly transferred to the police station for breath testing. The Ontario police charging O'Reilly with operating a motor vehicle while impaired and also with a failure to remain at the scene. O'Reilly is scheduled to appear in court on August 20th.
Connolly and Trocheck now on for the Panthers. Bobrovsky trying to find that bucket. Oh, and Hoffman and Carlson having some words now. You know, the story has been public. This is the first time they have met since they were teammates in Ottawa. You know, off the ice, got a little messy with spouses and girlfriends involved, and both were traded away from the Senators. This is the first time, Randy, they've been on the ice at the same time.
Melinda Carlson's husband, Eric, is the captain of his NHL team. But this morning, both Eric and Melinda find themselves squaring off against an unexpected foe, the fiance of one of Eric's own teammates, Monica Carrick. Melinda and Eric Carlson claim Monica Carrick, who is engaged to the Senators' Mike Hoffman, has been cyberbullying them on social media for the past 6 months, making alleged threats and hurtful comments about Melinda's unborn child, who she lost in March. In a recently filed protection order, Melinda Carlson claims Carrick has uttered numerous statements wishing my unborn child dead. She also uttered that she wished I was dead and that someone should take out my husband's legs to end his career. Carrick denies the allegations.
The New York Rangers are losing their top scorer for an undetermined amount of time as Artemi Panarin takes a leave of absence following a serious allegation. It begins with an allegation that Panarin assaulted a woman when he was playing in the KHL back in 2011. Where does it go from there?
We live in North America. We read about Russia, but I don't know how many of us really understand Russia. It's very complicated. This is not a hockey story. This is a political story. Panarin has gone to social media, for example, to support Putin, one of Putin's rivals. What that can mean, what that brings with it, it's a really, really challenging thing. I mean, there's a lot of things that are part of this story that I think a lot of us in North America don't understand the ramifications of them or don't recognize the ramifications of them.
As a social media influencer, Nicole Zajac poses and posts to promote positive body image. But this picture became something else when it wound up in an Instagram chat group of elite Winnipeg-raised hockey players, including NHLer Brendan Leipsic.
Oink, oink. She's getting way bigger. No, you're too fat, Nicole. Joints can't take it.
All guys she personally knows. It gets a lot worse. Screen grabs of the chat show Leipsic and others making repeated, degrading, misogynistic comments. All of it private until it was posted anonymously online.
I know group chats like this exist, but I never thought it was to this extent of vulgar language towards women and their bodies.
Yesterday, Leipsic issued an apology. Today, the Washington Capitals let him go.
With the help of an interpreter, the girlfriend of Avalanche goalie Semyon Varlamov telling her story of alleged assault, just hours after he posts bond following his first appearance in court.
She's in the U.S. on a visa set to expire in January. Telling 7 News the star goalie assaulted her before, but in other countries, where she says police have been called, but no punishment. This, she says, is the first time he's beaten her in the United States, and she sees the justice system here as her best chance.
This pointing out where it hurts. Injuries, she says, came from her live-in boyfriend, Colorado Avalanche goalie Semyon Varlamov.
One of the best in the National Hockey League.
He kicked her twice. While he was doing it, he was having a lot of fun. He was laughing. She was in horrible pain.
He turned himself in, spent the night in jail, held on investigation of felony second-degree kidnapping and third-degree misdemeanor assault. His first court appearance today.
The jury delivered the verdict that Varlamov was not guilty of assault or battery. Varlamov's lawyer said that photos of Vavrenyuk did not reflect the brutal attack she says happened, and claimed Vavrenyuk had also told a friend she had started the fight.
The Vancouver Canucks down a player on their roster this weekend as the team hit the ice against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But this absence isn't due to COVID-19 or injury. Jake Virtanen has been sidelined. The Canucks placing the right winger on leave in the wake of sexual misconduct allegations, addressed by the team and coach Travis Green in Toronto on Saturday.
I hope everyone understands that I won't be making any additional comments to the statement other than the statement released by the team.
The Canucks further elaborating in that statement posted to social media, the same medium where those allegations initially surfaced earlier this week, saying, quote, "We have become aware of the concerning allegations made about Jake Virtanen. Our organization does not accept sexual misconduct of any kind, and the claims as reported are being treated very seriously by us. We have engaged external expertise to assist in an independent investigation, and we have placed the player on leave as we await more information."
In May of 2021, a lawsuit was filed in British Columbia alleging Virtanen took the woman to a hotel and assaulted her. She repeatedly said no and pleaded with him to stop. In September of 2021, Virtanen signed a one-year contract with HC Spartak Moscow of the KHL, marking a shameful end to his NHL career.